God has a sense of humor. The universe likes backhanded jokes. I'm just going to explain to you here some of the things that I learned from manifesting my specific person that I really wish somebody would have told me ahead of time. And maybe they did, but I wasn't listening because I was obsessed. It is possible. You can definitely do it. So I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just telling you like some of the common pitfalls. So, number one, the biggest pitfall is that a lot of y'all are fucking obsessed with this person. And don't get triggered because I'm talking to me. I'm talking to old me. So, we're all in the same boat. That's number one. That's the number one reason why it's taking so long, is because you're more focused on like daydreaming and fantasizing and doing the visualizations, because that's the fun part. That's the fun shit. What you don't want to do is the detachment part, accepting that they're dating someone else, they're fucking someone else. That's what happened to me. My specific person was literally in a relationship when they came back into my life. It was hard shit. It was not no come into my loving arms, we ride off into the sunset together type shit. It was just too fucking much. It was giving me heart palpitations because every night I was like, this person's mine, this is mine. And then to open my eyes during the day and see that shit was extremely triggering. So you gotta master the detachment. The detachment is probably the most important part of the manifestation process. I'm gonna need you to fuck. A lot of us use the whole law of attraction manifesting stuff to try to control what happens in our life in a way that's maladaptive. Like we cannot accept that it didn't work out. We cannot accept that this person wants to go in a different direction, or we cannot accept that we fucked up or sabotaged it in the first place, and we just can't let it go, and we need round two. You can become neurotic, and it can be very maladaptive if you're not in the right frequency. Allow God to do the right thing for your life and for that other person as well. Keep in mind that you cannot change this other person. You can only change yourself. You can affect the quality of your interactions. You can affect the relationship because you're part of the relationship. This really does lead to delusion, bro, because you can't really change who they are and how they're showing up in their own lives. So they can come to you and tell you about all the chaos and shit that's going on in their life, but when they're with you, you don't see any of that. You're kind of immune to red flags at this point, because every night you've been telling yourself everything is fine, everything is fine. And so you've done all that work, you've changed yourself, congratulations. But that doesn't mean the other person has changed. You can't necessarily manifest the chaos or the shortcomings, character flaws, or the vices out of the person you're manifesting. So they're still on their own path, they're still on their own trajectory, and this goes for if you're trying to manifest another person to change. I've never said this on the internet before because it's so fucking crazy to me. I used to do this visualization where my specific person was handing me a stack of money, right? I thought this was so good because it was like, dude, I love visualizing my specific person. This is gonna be great. And I was trying to change my beliefs about money. The scene played out in my reality. I had forgotten that I did this visualization when it happened. He hands me this money in the parking lot of a Planned Parenthood. So it wasn't really quite what I was expecting. You know how they say release all expectation? You really got to, because you're gonna be shook. You're gonna be shook. You're gonna get what you asked for, but it's not necessarily gonna be in the way that you anticipated it. The old reality still lies dormant within you. You have to be careful when you're manifesting a specific person. If you don't show up correctly, it's fair game for that old reality to pop up. You're basically just sliding back onto that old trajectory. That can be very frustrating, especially after you spent months doing affirmations and visualizations every night, trying to put yourself on a new trajectory, to just kind of end up right where you were before, because those neural pathways are formed in your brain and it's much harder to rewire those things. Some of the patterns that led to you maybe sabotaging the relationship unconsciously is because of like attachment dynamics from childhood, or even generational curses. It's much harder to show up differently and show up differently consistently enough to hold that new reality. You can fix the relationship if the other person wants that, but it's a lot to hold that reality all on your own, especially when you're the only one invested enough in that other person to manifest them. It's not necessarily going to be a two-way street because you're the one doing affirmations every night. They're not. I'm just calling it how it is, y'all. People make it seem like, the very act of manifesting a person comes with a lot of like implications. Like, you're the one doing all the work on this relationship. What do you think that looks like in the next 10, 20 years? You will feel so gratified once you manifest them. You will feel like, oh wow, I'm so powerful. I can really do anything. And that leads me to my last point. Manifestation, it's a process that changes you. Like once you're doing all these affirmations and all this subconscious reprogramming, you're basically rewiring your brain. You're changing yourself and your emotional state. So after a while, you're going to become a new person. Once you've outgrown your old identity, you very well might outgrow the need for this person completely. I can pretend I have this person with me right now and just feel the happiness I think that having this thing's gonna give me, and then boom, I'm happy again. If I can just manipulate my mood with state changing exercises, perform mental alchemy, and get myself back to a high vibration whenever I'm feeling bad, why wouldn't I just do that? And then obviously once you get to that point where you know how powerful you are, you know your worth as an individual, the other thing that can happen is that other person just is not able to see it. Once again, you're the one who changed, not them. I'm not saying this to discourage you. I'm saying this like as an OG. I have done this myself. I've tried the techniques and it works. You'll get what you wanted, but it's not like gonna solve everything. You know, it's really just about developing your relationship with yourself. It's about having fun. Like manifest whatever you want because it's fun, you know, but don't take it too seriously. Don't attach all of your happiness and joy in life to one specific outcome. Buddha said the cause of all suffering is desire and attachment. Getting shit, getting your way, having your way is not everything. It's more about you feeling powerful enough to try to live your life, to try to go out there and take what you know you deserve, to create situations that are going to nurture you and fill you and excite you.